Hi yogis, thanks for joining me today. We're going to ease into a chill, slow flow. I know we all need it. So you may want to have some props with you, such as blocks, a blanket, or a bolster. I'm sitting on my bolster right now. And a towel might be handy, as well as some water nearby. So let's begin by sitting nice and tall in Sukhasana. So this is where your legs are just as mine are, cross-legged. And it might be helpful if you're sitting on your bolster or sitting on something to lift your hips higher than your knees, especially if you have really tight hips. So lifting tall to the crown of the head, resting hands on thighs. They can be palms up or palms down, whichever is more comfortable for you. And we'll begin to cultivate our Ujjayi breath, or victorious breath. And so this is where you kind of tighten the back of your throat to create the sound of the ocean. So it doesn't have to be very loud, just loud enough for you to hear it. So we use our Ujjayi breath for a few reasons in a flow practice. And number one is that it helps warm the body. It also helps you maintain your awareness on your breath throughout the practice. And it will help you sustain more challenging poses. So I'll remind you when we're in some of our sequences to draw upon your Ujjayi breath. It also will help you know when you're ready to recover. So this is your body's way of communicating to you. If you cannot maintain your Ujjayi breath, that's your body saying, I need a break. So take a break, recover the breath, nice long deep breaths until you're ready to begin again. During your break, you can either stand in mountain pose if we're in a standing sequence, or you can take child's pose, or just come back to Sukhasana here. So do whatever your body is asking you to do today. And remember, it's your practice. If there's anything that I suggest today that doesn't feel good in your body, just skip it. But hopefully you'll enjoy the practice I have planned for us today. So let's begin by taking a big inhale through the nose, reaching overhead. Send your gaze up past your thumbs, and then exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time here. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Nice. So bring your hands down to your knees. We're going to do some rolling of the chest here. So on your inhale, just take the chest forward and then start to slowly make big circles with your chest here. Just going in the same direction right now. So on your exhales is when you're rounding your back, and on your inhales is when you're bringing the chest forward. Just doing these at your own pace again. It might feel good to go slower than I'm going, go faster than I'm going. Just do it at your own pace. See if it feels good. Now let's go the other direction. Just starting to wake up the spine here. And coming back to center, very nice. Let's do some arm swings. So bringing your right arm, probably your left, overhead. Inhaling up and then exhaling down. Big circles here. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice and slow. Just creating some mobility in the shoulders here. Let's go to the other side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Circling down. And now let's put these together. So inhaling one side up, And as you exhale that arm down, bring the other one up. So again, going at your own pace, whatever feels good in your body. Just trying to keep the mood light with the cats here. And then just do one more on each side. And then coming back, the hands on thighs. Very nice. Let's take my left, your right hand down. Inhale the opposite arm up. You can send your gaze up to those fingertips up there. And you can stay right here, or you can plant your opposite palm down on your mat. And then begin to bring that arm over the ear. Reaching through the fingertips and rotating that top pinky towards the floor. Sending your gaze up past your bicep. And remember, this is yogi's choice, so you choose whatever feels best for you. Just reaching through the fingertips, whether you're reaching through the side or extending towards the ceiling, making that long stretch. Let's take another big inhale here, rise all the way up, and then on your exhale, bring that top hand down, go to the other side. So my right hand, your left hand down to the mat. Inhale, opposite arm up. And remember, you can stay right here if that feels like a really good stretch for you. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, plant your bottom hand on the mat and begin to bring your top arm over the ear, sending your gaze up past your bicep, reaching through the fingertips, maybe rotating your top pinky towards the mat, elongating. Make sure that your right hip doesn't pop up. The tendency is to kind of go like this. We don't want to do that. We want to keep that hip planted firmly down. And we're reaching through. And just breathing here. Take one more big inhale. Rising up, and on your exhale, bring that top hand back down. Very nice. Bring your hands together back at the heart. Inhale and reach. This time as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips, lowering the hands down. And just allow them to fall on the floor wherever they go. Just take a few nice breaths here. You should feel some lengthening in your outer hips. So whichever leg you have forward, that's the leg you're going to feel it in. And just breathe. On every exhale, maybe we sink just a little bit lower to the floor. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands in. Lift your chest. Come back to hands on thighs. Let's switch the legs. So beginning again, bring your hands to the heart. Inhale, reaching overhead. Hinging forward at the hips on your exhale, lowering your hands down to your mat. Wherever they fall. If you want to try to walk them out a little more, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you're honoring your body. If it's screaming at you, back off the pose a little bit. And just ignore the cats. On your inhale, walk your hands back in, lifting the chest, sitting tall. Nice big inhale through the nose, and nice slow exhale. Let's take another big inhale through the nose here. This time, open your mouth and sigh it out. Let's do that again. Big inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. One more time here. Inhaling through the nose. Let it go. From here, let's transition to child's pose. So if you're sitting on a bolster, you may want to move it out of your way, but I'll also show you an option of how you can use your bolster in your child's pose. So child's pose, bring your knees nice and wide on the mat, big toes come together, and then you can lower your chest down to your mat. If this is a little too intense, you want some more lift, you can bring your bolster in front of you and just lower down on that. It's a really nice restorative child's pose actually. So choose the child's pose for you. You can also, if this one doesn't fit quite right, you can also place a block on your mat and rest your forehead on that. It's also a nice option. Whichever feels best for your body. You're sending your breath into the back of the body. Nice long, slow breaths. And remember, anytime during your practice when you need to take a break, this is a nice place for that. So plant your palms firmly on the mat. You grip the mat with the pads of your fingertips. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift up on your palms with straight arms. You're going to bring your knees together underneath you. Walk your hands forward just a little bit. Tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips and rise up into downward facing dog. So this is our first downward dog.
So just ease into it, pedaling the feet, doing what feels good right now. Maybe rising high up on the balls of your feet and then lowering the heels. Doing that a couple of times. Maybe take one knee nice and deep and stretch the other heel towards the mat. And then do the opposite side. And rising high up on the balls of the feet, and again pedaling, just moving around in your dog in a way that feels good to you. Inhale and rise high up on the balls of your feet. On your next exhale, lower your heels down to your mat. Inhale up. This time on your exhale, lower your knees down to your mat, walk your hands under your shoulders, and release your feet to the floor. As we transition to cat-cow.
So inhale and lift your chin, lift your tail, fill the belly with air. Exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, pull the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, back to cow. Exhale, back to cat. And just moving at your own pace here.
And on your next exhale, come to a flat back.
On your next inhale, you stick your foot back behind you. This is probably your right foot. It's my right foot. And keeping your toes on the mat, just press through the heel, just elongating the calf. And just take a couple breaths here. And then on your next inhale, lift the heel in line with your hip. Now, if this is a really good challenge for your balance, you can stay right here. But if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more, on your inhale, send your left arm out in front of you, like you're trying to shake someone's hand. And keep breathing, drawing your belly button up and in. You want to prevent the sway in your back like this. You want to keep your back nice and strong. Let's take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring that hand down, bring that knee in. Very nice. We'll go to the other side. So start by just sticking your leg out, keeping your toe on the mat and pressing through the heel, stretching that calf. Take a couple breaths here. And you can also always just stay here. If you'd like to add on, inhale and bring your heel in line with your hip, drawing your belly button up and in. And if you feel like you'd like to add on again, weight goes into the left hand and lift the right like you're trying to shake something. Keep breathing. Pulling that belly button up. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, bring the hand down. Bring those knees down. So here, let's just do a barrel roll with your belly button. So take an inhale. Fill your belly with air, and then as you exhale, you make a big circle with that belly button. Inhaling again at the bottom, and exhaling at the top. Drawing nice big circles with your belly button. Going in one direction, and then when you're ready, just go in the other. And then let's come back to a neutral back, flat back. And then from here, you stick your left foot out in front of you. And it's my left foot, it might be your right foot. Pressing the sole of the foot flat on the floor. And then inhale and sweep the arm up to the sky. Just opening the chest. Breathing into it. One more big inhale. And then exhale, bring that top head down. Bring that knee back in. With the opposite side. Send that other leg out, pressing the sole of the foot flat on the floor. Inhale, sweep that arm up. Opening the heart. Breathing into it. And take one more big inhale here. Exhale, bring that hand back down. Bring your knee in. Let's do a couple cat counts here. So inhaling. And then exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to a flat back. Now is a nice time to take a child's pose. So let's just sit back, opening the knees wide, toes come together. And again, remember, lots of options here. You can place the block under your forehead.
On your next inhale, lift your chest, move your block out of the way, walk your hands forward, bring your knees in, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips rise up, downward facing dog. Just move around a little in your dog, pushing the floor away with your hands, maybe rising up on the balls of the feet or pedaling the feet, whatever feels good in your body right now. Just take a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Take in another big inhale, and on your next exhale, we're going to transition to standing at the top of our mat. Bring your right knee down to the mat.
Stepping my left foot forward. I'm going to tuck my back toes under. Hands come to my thigh. Press up and step forward. Let's come to standing here, strong in our mountain pose. So, letting your arms rest by your sides, maybe rocking a little bit on your feet. Perhaps lifting all of your toes, walking back and forth on the balls of your feet, the heels, whatever, just kind of settle. And then once you're settled, so maybe let's just have a little movement in the hips from side to side. And you stay at the top of your mat, but I'm going to step so that you can see me better here. So in our nice mountain pose, we'll just start to swing the hips and then start to make some circles with those hips. Just a little mobility here. They don't have to be big circles at all. They can be really small or nice and large, whatever feels good. And then let's go the other side. Very nice.
And settle back to center, and now we'll swing our arms.
From side to side. And then lifting up on the opposite heel. And if you want to take your stance wider, go ahead. That might feel comfortable. Just swinging, maybe start to really do some kidney swings, smacking your body with your hands, whatever feels good. And then just start to settle back down to center. And nice. Coming back to center here. And then we're going to start to swing the arms up. Swinging up. Nice big swings. And if they're too big, you might fall over. So keep them in check a little bit. And then maybe circle one arm. Just moving around here a little bit, helping create some energy. Nice. And again, start to settle. Coming back to center. Very nice. So from here, we do some half sun salutations. So again, you're at the top of your mat. I'm just standing here to help you visualize. So your feet are hips distance apart. Your thighs are firm. Your belly button is up and in. Your shoulder blades just melt down your back. Lifting tall through the crown of the head. And if you feel like it, you can open the hands so the palms are facing forward. That's not necessary. If it's more comfortable, just leave them dangling. That's fine. And let's just take a couple of breaths here. Breathing through the nose. Just feeling really strong and powerful in your mountain pose. And then on your next inhale, swing the arms up overhead, and your gaze up past your thumbs. And exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach. Last time. This time as you exhale, you're going to swan dive with a flat back. Reaching all the way down to your mat, or I like to use blocks. So you bring your blocks. It's a little easier to reach. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms with a flat back, rising all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive, flat back. Fingertips down to your mat or blocks. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Rise all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive, flat back, all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So stay at the top of your mat. I'm going to move to the top of my mat so you can see our next sequence. So standing in your mountain pose with hands at the heart. Let's take one more big inhale. Reach for the sky. And exhale, swan dive with a flat back. Hands down. Inhale, halfway up. So if you're not using blocks, I really like blocks here. So plant your hands on your palms on your back. Step your left foot back at a 45-degree angle. Right foot is bent. Sorry. The right leg is bent, knee over the right ankle. Windmill, your left arm up to the sky. I've lost my mic. And extending your arms out from the shoulders. Sending your gaze past your right fingertips. Pressing into outer edge of left foot. Pulling your belly button up and in. Drawing your shoulder blades down. Lifting the heart. And if you take a look at your right knee, and if it's pushing more towards your big toe, press it more towards your pinky toe. Use your Ujjayi breath here. Turn your right palm to face the ceiling. Left hand comes to the thigh. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Keep that bend in your right knee. Breathing. Using your Ujjayi breath.
Big inhale here.
Exhale back. Warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Or your front leg. I'm not sure what leg you're using. And take a big inhale here. And on your exhale, reach forward with the front hand. Lower it down to your shin. Or take a block, put it behind your foot. And inhale, send the opposite arm up to the sky.
You're welcome to stay here, but if you'd like to add on, you can bring your top arm over your ear, rotate your pinky toward the floor, send your gaze up past your bicep.
If it's more comfortable, you can gaze towards your foot or straight ahead. Just make sure you're not feeling any strain in the neck. Opening the heart.
Using your Ujjayi breath. If your arm is extended, on your next inhale, send it back up to the sky. And on your exhale, bring your hand down to your hip.
Look down at your foot. And then on your inhale, lifting the chest. Very nice. We're going to open the other foot out. We're going to come into a goddess pose here. So from here, bring your hands to your hips. And if your stance is too wide, just walk the feet in a little bit. Take an inhale here. And then on your exhale, just spin the knees a little bit, sinking the hips. And if you'd like to add arms, do the goalpost arms here. And remember, you don't have to bend that much. Just whatever feels good. Whatever's engaging your thighs. So goalpost arms, your elbows are at the height of your shoulders. Drawing your elbows back. Shoulder blades drawing together. And breathe. Exhale, hands come to hips. Inhale, straighten the legs. This time bring the toes so they're pointing in towards one another. Heels more pointing out. So sort of like pigeon-toed. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, hinge forward at the hips with a flat back. And then bring your hands down to your mat or blocks. You can always have blocks under your hands here, whatever feels best. And just sink into it. If you'd like to grab onto your ankles, you can do that.
If you're holding on to your ankles, bring your hands back to the mat and straighten your arms with a flat back. On your next exhale, bend the elbows and release your head toward the mat. Inhale and straighten your arms, lifting your head, coming back to a flat back. And walk your hands over towards your left foot. Bend into your left knee as your right toes lift towards the sky. Use your hands to support yourself.
And just nice stretch here. And then we go to the other side, walking your hands over. Just a nice stretch. I happen to be sitting on a block as I came over here. And then come back to the other side. Just one more time each side. And over to the other side. Actually, it's kind of nice having the block under your sit bones right here. Because you're really just feeling the stretch without having to hold yourself up. And come back to center. Hands back down. Bringing the toes back in. Hands come to hips. Inhale, lift the heart. Very nice. Turn your left toes, or your right toes, towards the short end of the mat on the opposite side. So we're going to start with that triangle pose first. So keeping both legs straight. Let's inhale, lift the heart. Hands still at the hips to start. And then let's inhale, bring the arms out like a T. Send your gaze past your left fingertips, or might be your right. I have to get the hang of this, teaching to a camera. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, reach forward with the hand, lower it down to your shin. or to a block. And then send the opposite arm up to the sky. Just breathing, sending your gaze up past your thumb. Opening the heart. Again, if it's more comfortable to look straight forward, that's fine. Just wherever you're not feeling strain in your neck. And if you'd like to add on, bring that top arm over the ear, rotating that pinky towards the floor, sending your gaze past your bicep. And using your Ujjayi breath, and the next inhale, extend the arm up. Take it back here. Bring the hand down to your hip. Inhale, coming to standing, hands come to hips. You're going to bend into your left knee. Send your, or your right, send your other arm up to the sky. And then your back hand comes down to your thigh. Your exalted warrior. Just take a couple breaths here. Big inhale. And then on your exhale, come back in warrior two. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, straighten the legs. Just bring the hands together at the heart. And just rock the feet back in. Very nice. From our mountain pose, let's inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, hands back to heart. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, reach for the sky. Sending your gaze up past your thumbs. And exhale, hands to the heart. Just recovering the breath here. That standing sequence might have gotten you a little sweaty. Might have gotten your heart rate going. So make sure you take time to recover. One more big inhale overhead. And then as we exhale, we're going to swan dive all the way down. Fingertips to your mat or to blocks. I'm going to use my blocks here. Inhale halfway up. Exhale and fold. This time, step your feet nice and wide. We're going to come to Malasana. So you want to have your heels and toes out. And you can use your blocks. Keep your hands on your blocks. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, bend your knees and sink your hips. Come into a squat. Bring your hands to heart. If this is not available to you, you can always sit on your block. Like so. That might feel really nice. You can stack your blocks, whatever you need. With 2 blocks, sit on those. If you can't get your heels down, you can also roll up a towel or a blanket and put them under your heels. I'm going to remove my block, but you can stay on yours. And just breathe here. So we're going to be here for a few breaths, so make sure you're comfortable. If this is a strain for you without a block, use your block. Just breathing here. Closing your eyes if that feels nice. Just taking your awareness inward again. Still using our Ujjayi breath, however, it might be really soft right now. Let's take one more nice inhale. Exhale, bring your hands back down to your mat or your blocks. And then on your inhale, you're gonna straighten your legs and lift your hips. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. And if you're using your blocks, that's great. Just hang on to them. You're gonna come up on your tiptoes for a moment. And then as you exhale, bend your knees and come to squatting on your tiptoes. If this is unavailable to you, again, placing a block under your sit bones might help. My sit bones don't even reach the block, so maybe two. This is just to stretch the feet and work on our balance. So always remember, you have your blocks here for balance. And then let's release out of that, come down to your knees. And just, I'm gonna go to the side here so you can see what I'm doing. Just flat the feet, maybe some ankle circles, whatever's feeling good. So come to your mat like I am. We're gonna do a camel pose. So I like to use blocks in camel. So you can come to sitting on your heels like I am, or you can tuck your toes under, like so. Whichever feels best for you. I kind of go both ways, however I'm feeling that day. So today I'm going to use flat feet. So bring your blocks beside your heels. So this might be too intense on your feet. Again, if it is, you can roll up a blanket. I'll demonstrate real quick here. Roll up a blanket or a towel or something. So you have a little bit of a cushion here for the tops of your feet. Just like that. And then bring your blocks beside you. And from here, let's take an inhale and reach your right arm up to the sky. That might be good. Bring that hand down. Inhale, reach. Opposite arm up to the sky. Exhale, release. Now come to standing on your knees. Then move into our camel. We have a few variations. First one, take your fingertips, press them in the low back. Fingertips point up, palms are pressed down. Lifting the heart, sending your gaze up. And if it feels good, just start to take a little bit of arch in the upper back. And breathe here. Inhale. Now come back down to sitting on your heels. If you're feeling tenderness in your knees, put a blanket or a towel underneath them. I'm practicing on carpet, so I have some cushioning. If I was on hardwoods, I would have a blanket, definitely under my knees. We'll try another variation of camel. So come back up to standing on your knees. From here, put your left fingertips, or your right, whatever is closest to you, to the screen, on your block. Inhale, opposite arm up, reaching back. And you can stay here, or circle that arm around, find your block. And breathe. And then let's inhale, bring that arm back around. And then exhale, come back to sitting on your heels. We're going to go to the other side. So take a breath here first. And then on your inhale, come to standing on your knees. This time bring your opposite hand to your block. Inhale the other arm up to the sky. Reaching back. You can stay here, or if you want, circle the arm around and find your block. Inhale and exhale. Breathing through the nose.
Take a big inhale.
Send that left arm back up and lower down. Very nice. So again, let's go to sitting on our bottoms here. And you can sit on a blanket if you like. If you need a little more lift. So we're going to take a nice wide leg stretch. Nice wide leg forward fold. So let me get this bolster out of the way here. Just sitting nice and tall. So the key to protecting the knees in this pose is to press the heels down. Lifting the chest, lifting to the crown of the head. Take a big inhale here. And then on your exhale, just fold forward, walk your hands out as far as they feel good going. You don't need to push. And on your exhale, it just is kind of natural that your body starts to float a little bit closer to the floor. So again, just allow gravity to do the work. You don't have to push and pull into poses. That's not what I'm about. I'm about doing what feels good in your body right now, which may be totally different from what you did yesterday and what you'll do tomorrow. So always honoring the body where it's at in every moment. And taking breaks as needed. Just breathing and sinking. And then keep those heels pressed into your mat, keeping those legs activated. And right, it doesn't matter how wide your legs are. They might only be a couple feet apart. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are feeling the stretch, you're lengthening wherever you are. And let's take an inhale, lift the chest and walk the hands in. So bring your right hand down to the mat and inhale the opposite arm up. You can stay right here, or if it feels good, you can just reach over that bicep over here. Extending through those fingertips, rotating the top pinky towards the floor. And just breathing. You're keeping those heels pressed into the mat all this time. And reaching through. Oh, it feels so good. Such a nice stretch. Inhale and all the way up. And so release that hand. Swap the arms. Inhale, reach for the sky. Again, stay here if that feels good. Or on your exhale, just reaching over towards the opposite toes. Rotating the chest up. Rotating that pinky towards the floor. Sending your gaze across your bicep. Or straight forward, whatever feels good. You don't have any strain in the neck. Reaching through, elongating that side. Feels so good, such a nice stretch. And take an inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands come down. So this time, I'm going to bring your left foot in, and then to the opposite leg out in front of you straight. So the sole of this foot is pressing the inside of your thigh. From here, inhale, lift the arms up, and then exhale, hinge forward at the hips. And again, allow your hands to fall wherever they go. They don't have to reach the toes. You can grab onto your calves, But just let them rest. Wherever you are is perfect. You're just going to find the stretch wherever you are. So just breathe into it. Just relax. Just nice forward fold. Right? And if you feel uncomfortable at any time, just back off of the hips. And inhale, lift the chest, we'll go to the other side. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Grab onto your foot or your shin, whatever feels comfortable. And just breathe. Inhale, lift the chest in. Let's bring the feet together so that the soles of the feet are touching. Your legs are in the shape of a diamond. So you might want to try to open your feet like pages of a book. Or keep them closed. Again, it's all about how you feel. So I'm going to open mine. Just get a little bit more of a stretch along the outer ankle. Inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, fold forward. You can use your elbows and your calves or your thighs to help hold them down. You can also just hold on to your ankles here, whatever feels best for you. Inhaling, and as you exhale, just allowing the body to release into the pose. And again, that does not mean pushing and pulling, just letting gravity do the work. If you're feeling any strain in your low back, just lift the chest.
Inhale here, lift the chest, walk the hands in.
Hopefully that felt really nice. So we're going to head into a nice Shavasana. You've earned it. So, a couple of different ways to do your Shavasana. You can just lie flat on your back, if that feels good. Or if you have a bolster or a blanket, you can put that under your knees. I particularly love that one. And you can also take your blanket and rest it under your head. So just to get comfortable, we're going to be here for several minutes. Just take a few nice deep breaths here.
If you feel like staying in Shavasana, please do. You're welcome to enjoy complete rest. If you'd like to release Shavasana, take a big inhale through the nose and sigh it out. Continue those nice, long, deep breaths, moving at your own pace, bringing your awareness back to this space. Nice, deep breaths. Start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Circle the ankles. And on your next inhale, send the arms straight out in front of you. Circle the wrists. One direction and then the other, wrists and ankles. And on your next inhale, send the arms all the way overhead, reaching from fingertips to tiptoes. Nice long stretch. On your exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. You can rock from side to side if that feels good. And on your next exhale, roll over onto your right side and take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, push the floor away and come up to a comfortable seat. Be here, just sitting tall, lifting through the crown of the head, resting the hands on the thighs, closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Begin to bring awareness to your breath. Please bring your hands together at the heart.
Press your thumbs into your ribs and spread your fingers wide like you're sending your heart energy out to the world.
Take a big inhale and lift the heart. And as you exhale, bow your head to your heart with gratitude. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you enjoyed today's class, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you never miss a new video.